What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in the town of Santa Rico, and it was a dark day in the last episode, and I don't suspect today's going to be any better, because we have another couple of disasters coming to the city. So probably the least damaging one will kick off right at the start of the episode here. It's a collapse in Byron Bay. So let's go over to Byron Bay.
A tsunami has struck the city.
Yes, thank you.
I
mean, I guess the biggest building. I mean, we could collapse the we could collapse the shelter as we saw in the last episode. I was thinking, so let's go with a 10 collapse. And let's, I guess, hit up the university. It's the biggest building in the area, so I think it only makes sense. Oh, there it goes. That was quick. That only took 2 buildings. This is nothing, right? That's just bulldoze it, 75,000 bucks, done. Okay. We're actually making money again, which is I'm kind of surprised with. So the last 2 disasters that we have to drop on our city are unfortunately another tsunami at this side of the city. So let's go ahead and start that while we wait. I'll throw it right there. I mean, it's already pretty bad over on this side of town, so I don't think this is going to make it a whole lot worse. But this is a 10. So where the park got a little wet last time, I have a feeling we might see some damage all the way up. Maybe all the way up to Middletown, maybe even across the highway, we'll see. And then if you've been keeping track, the only one that we have not done yet is the tornado. And sorry, Adia. It's RNG. Adia Heights tornado 10 scale coming at you.
Meteorologists have issued a severe tornado warning.
So let's go ahead and evacuate all the people again.
Immediately, if any is
just because we like to make them run back and forth here. But it will be interesting to see. We were at 160,000 population when we started, I think, the last episode. Things were growing, just people just moving in, even with the disasters happening. But obviously, the last episode was considerably problematic. You can see that things are absolutely crawling now. This is 3 times speed. That is not how trains work. What are you doing? The game is so confused right now. There's just so much happening with all the AI, disasters rolling in, this massive wave of water. I feel like the water messes it up more than anything. That train just disappeared. Okay, we're fine there. So because things kind of move so slow here, I'm going to time lapse this, because is this left over from the tsunami? We had a little bit of flooding down here. Last time, the first tsunami hit the city, this was the only building that got wet. So the waves got a little rough on the shore. This radio tower got wet. As you can see, this one is the 7.6 was no joke. We did lose the expo center. It looks like all the other main buildings held up. Let's see if everybody's streaming back into our shelters again.
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Hopefully they didn't all just move back in. Can we see the water wall yet? I don't see it yet. So we'll wait for that to roll in. I think this one's going to take a little bit of time, just because the game is processing so much information right now. Not sure if it would probably be faster on the PC version, but even on the Xbox One X, it is just cranking. I can hear the fan just full bore, trying to deal with all the heat down there. So we've got, yeah, those 3 things rolling in on top of all the damage that we already had done. Fantastic way to see the city out. We might just have to shut down all the services and let people fend for themselves after this, because there's not a lot that the city can do with just $4 million in the bank. I mean, maybe if somebody had a lot of money and could help out the town, their business would be safe. But you know, we don't want to go broke, right? We don't go broke. We're going to take some of this money and run and bring it over to the next city. Let's do this. Let's throw on one other option. Let's throw on... Where is it? Where is it? Oh, day-night cycle. I want to throw it on day-night cycle to see and kind of survey the damage at night, to see this big pocket of no lights, just empty parts of the city now, that we have all these abandoned buildings. You know, these are all people just moving out. They don't want to live here anymore. They're done. They're set. It's amazing. They moved out like, what, a week ago, and the house just went to poop. Looks like it hasn't been lived in for like 30 years. Trees are perfectly manicured, though. The landscaping crew still comes out there every day, doing their thing. Just making sure that it's meticulous. Rooftop garden, well-maintained. Just nobody lives there. Somebody's got a green thumb in the neighborhood. They'd like to take care of it. Ooh, if you can kind of see that off in the distance, that's not good. Let's go see what our tornado's doing.
Touchdown in the area. Seek shelter immediately if any is available.
Adia, this should be no big deal for you because Adia sent in a clip of the random disasters, like 7 hitting her city at the same time. So 1 hitting a district with her name on it should not be too big of a deal. I think we'll be good here. It is unfortunate that it. Ooh, game is crawling. It's unfortunate that it's going to hit all these low-density residential houses. It's also unfortunate that you didn't listen to the disaster notifications and evacuation notices, and now you're walking around in a tornado. Idiots. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be good. Just sucking the cars up. See where the cars land. Ooh, way over here. Just raining cars right now. This is going to be pretty bad. This one's just tearing right through. Sometimes they kind of they'll come through. They'll hit some of the woods. You know, they'll tear off the side of the map. But at this point in the build, I mean, we are so dense and so much of it's populated that pretty much anywhere the tornado goes is going to be problematic. Eesh. Another dark day. July 29th, 2045. A dark day. Dark day number 2 in Santa Rico. Oh man, it's just tearing on through. Why are you on the roads? Is this them trying to get to the shelter? I feel so terrible if it is. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have put the shelter all the way up here. All these cars are lining up, it looks like, to get to the shelter. These ones in the right-hand lane definitely are not. These people are waiting for a tram.
The Coast Guard is warning
You're
of a tsunami
stupid.
approaching the area. Residents should avoid roads and waterfronts.
Man, that is a big tornado. Oh, where is you think it's gonna tear across? It's definitely gonna affect the and we got a thunderstorm now. Great. Is it gonna affect our rotary and highway system here? This will be interesting. It looks like it's right when I thought it was starting to slow down. Okay, I'm gonna back off of it a little bit because apparently the game is the tornado lagged out a bit there. It cannot handle all the stuff that's going on right now. I like the idea of random disasters, but they are kind of a nuisance when you look at city building in general. But I mean, they're a nuisance in real life. I don't know that I need the nuisance in a big city build. I thought this was kind of fun to really see what happens. But I think for the most part, I had left natural disasters off on my builds, and I think I will continue to do so, because although it can be an interesting challenge, it's not the challenge that I'm particularly into. I like designing and making functioning cities, trying to improve my aesthetic design and things like that. Did these cars just stop because of the damaged road? I think that might be the case. Let's see if we repair the road, if they keep driving. No, they disappear. Okay. Whoa. Man, that tornado is just still ripping through, huh? Oh, there we go. Speaking of. So that wasn't too bad. That's, you know, that's not the worst. That's, you know. Oh. I'm pretty sure our fusion power plant was right there. So that's a problem. 127,000, 800 people moving in or being born. That's the birth wave from the Great Tsunami. People were trapped in shelter and had to entertain themselves, and then 9 months later, big population boom. We'll see if the same thing happens from the tornado. I doubt it, because 9 months from now there aren't going to be a lot of people living here when this tsunami finally hits.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Just a few people complaining about power, and by few I mean everybody, because we don't have any power anymore. Let's actually see on the grid, do we have any buildings that generate power? I can't remember. I don't think so. Yeah, you guys still worried about the garbage over here now? Because I can send some trucks over if you are. You want me to focus on that? All right. So
the Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area. Residents should avoid
this is a big one.
And waterfronts.
This is a big one. If you look at it real quick, it almost looks like just the mound of a mountain. But nope, that is a wall of water coming in. Ship, where are you going, Ship? You were on the other side of the tsunami and you decided to ride it out. Okay, so let's get the cinematic camera mode on. Where's this electricity coming from? This is streetlights? The streetlights get lit no matter what? That's interesting. Well, the city is totally dark now, so this is what a ghost town looks like if you still power the streetlights.
Tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the
There's our road network.
recedes.
It's kind of interesting actually to see just the road network now. Here comes the tsunami. We know. That's just the first little wave. That's nothing.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and
Here's where the
avoid
real
roads
damage starts
and
coming in.
waterfronts
So yeah, it's kind of
until the
interesting to
water
see the road network without any other lights, because with all the other power off, that's all we see. You see, I tried to get away from a lot of the grid down here. We do have this little square, a little squared off here, but for the most part, it kind of flows with the terrain. Looks a little crazy. Same thing kind of over here. Get loose with it. Obviously, the industrial park. I don't understand what people are doing. There's a full evacuation order on. These buildings don't have power. Nobody's buying your stuff. But you're just still cranking stuff out. Like, what are you importing, exporting? Like, oh, we need stuff to textiles to work on. We don't have power. But yeah, get us more goods ASAP. We need it. Why don't these buildings on the end complain about power?
A tsunami has struck the city. Take
Something
caution
generating
and
electricity over here? I don't
avoid
get it.
roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Okay, so there's the water. There's the water over here. Yeah, water. Though, see, the water doesn't seem too bad. Not too big of a. Whoa. Okay, never mind. Look at it. It's as tall as the skyscrapers. That's ridiculous. This one's definitely gonna get the park a little wet, I would guess. I don't think that water's going away anytime soon. We got a fire over here. It'd be nice if the water put that out. If the buildings around it burst into flames, I'm just gonna laugh because I'm pretty sure the fire department can't get here to help you out right now. Maybe the helicopter service if it's still working, but I don't think that it is. There goes Central Park. All the way into Central Park, huh? Why does it keep slowing down? It just can't handle all this. Let's take a look at the pop-ups. Ready? We are down below 100,000 and losing 13,000 people. So this is it right here. This is the death of Santa Rico. I don't think there's any coming back from this. The airports are flooded. Just everything's flooded. We're getting onto the water on the other side of the highway now. This is pretty disastrous. This is pretty bad. Pretty bad. You can see the roads that are damaged, where cars are all piling up because they didn't realize that the road was out until they got here. They can't proceed on that, and those roads are not lit up. Look at the beautiful sunrise over our ghost town. Let's see what it looks like down here. Sunrise over the park, which is now a lake. I wonder if we had a tsunami like this hit and then we built flood walls around the entire downtown area, how long it would retain the water. That might be an interesting experiment. Water's all running off of here nicely. So we are at 86,000. I honestly can't believe there's still 86,000 people that want to live in this town right now. Criminals are helping themselves to just about everything that they might want. Industry is no longer complaining about garbage. That's the good news. So, fix that one. You can see. Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water. Yeah, so the good news is here. If you like the town of Santa Rico, we will be revisiting it again. I have alternate saves from before all this nonsense happened, and we can come back and work on our industry area with actual industries. Maybe we can find a spot over here probably. In this corner of the map, we could do a little bit of landscaping, shift some stuff around, have a little bit of a forest industry up here on the hill. We can do some other industry services over here. We could throw some tolls in, the cargo airport. So there's a lot of stuff we can do with industries. Park life, of course. We can beautify our city and make some manual parks in the process rather than just simply dropping in park objects like that. That was a park. There's other parks around. Wow, just look at the buildings. You can see where people still live, right? Pretty obvious which buildings are abandoned from the color tones. But pretty much this half of the city is just, they've given up.
A tsunami has struck the city.
Couple businesses and houses still trying to cling to the reality that Santa Rico is the city for them. Speaking of Santa Rico, our stadium survived. Our robotics institute did not, fortunately. A lot of these buildings have moved out. No business to be had here. Public market still hanging on strong. Good for them. But as you can see, the city, not quite the place to be that it once was. So this was just kind of a quick experiment. we're not going to try and rebuild all this. It kind of would be fun to talk about some of the things that you could do, but I think this is a great place to stop. Natural disasters, as well as Santa Rico for now. So I'm bouncing around some ideas. I might do some tutorials, some kind of concepts on things like traffic hierarchy, different building intersections and things like that. But I do want to get started on a new build, so maybe that will be tomorrow. I really have the itch for it right now, so maybe I will we'll start it on a new city. There's a couple different ideas that we have. There's a couple different ideas that have come up in the comments, so I definitely like the idea of trying out an islands build, trying out a snowfall build. It is winter here, and we're getting a ton of snow in New England right now. So maybe we could embrace that aesthetic and build a small snow village in cities. But stay tuned to find out where we go next. Again, we will revisit Santa Rico at some point. We'll reload the save before all this nonsense and see what we can do with it. Continue to tune and tweak it. And another thing I want to do is load up some of my older cities. I've had a good understanding of the mechanics, and I've loved to share that with you on YouTube, but aesthetically, my cities, my older cities are horrible looking, and I will totally admit that. 6-lane roads everywhere, you know, decent understanding of the flow, decent understanding of the mechanics. Aesthetically horrible though. So I might want to go and revisit some of those old cities. That might be kind of fun to rebuild and redesign some of those, kind of take the same format, but kind of fix them up aesthetically. So that's something that we might do, but there's a lot of different ideas. Stay tuned to the channel to find out what's next. Oh, good timing. Sure, we'll accept a bailout. I'm pretty sure it's not going to help us much, since we are trying to run city services to the tune of almost $250,000 with no income coming in. So this is how the city dies, is when every disaster hits, you know, in a 3-day period. Just too much for the city to cope with. She was beautiful, but unfortunately she is no more. Santa Rico, rip. And really there's only one way that we should see this town out. I think you know where I'm going here. Live and direct from the Santa Rico Hill Cougar Stadium. It's the Santa Rico Hill Cougar. See if we can get some light on her. Come on. It's being a little funny with my camera angles. There we go. That's a good angle. That's a bad angle. So, Santa Rico Hill Cougar signing out for now. We'll be back at some point. If you did enjoy this little mini series, likes, comments, shares all help the channel and are greatly appreciated. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, links down below in the description. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, and until the next one, this is the Santa Rico Hill Cougar signing off.